single parent support group circle. So tonight we're going to try something different. Up until this point I've been sending out a Zoom link, but I know it's hard for single parents to get to that and for them to set a time aside. So I'm going to do things a little different. So today we're going to talk about 5 ways to create balance as a single parent. So I know it's hard because there's a lot going on and you're trying to juggle everything. But these are the things that have worked for me. So I tested these out and this is how I survived. So the first one is to take some me time. Second one is to create a priority list every day. 3, keep things simple and don't go overboard. Don't try to do too much. 4, seek support and connection. And 5, keep things simple, right? So I'm going to go through them a little slower. So being a single parent in your life is kind of like a juggling act. Kids have to get to school, kids want to eat all the time, right? There's laundry, there's work, there's just house stuff, and there's so many obligations. So we have to keep it all together. So the first thing that I start and do is I start with my day, right? So I just take some me time. I get up like a half hour earlier than my daughter. And sometimes I'm laying in bed and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I do not want to get up. But I know if I don't get up then I'm going to miss my time. And then I'm going to be off all day long. And then I'll be sorry that I didn't give myself the time that I needed. So first thing I do is I get out of bed and I exercise. Most of the time I just do yoga. I do yoga for like 10, 15 minutes depending what time I got out of bed. And then I'll do meditation. And I think that sets my day. So I think if everybody has something they can get up and do for themselves, it kind of starts the day with some me time. And you can also end the day the same way, right? So maybe try to get the kids to bed 15 minutes earlier or stay up 15 minutes later. That way you have some time for yourself. Otherwise, you'll just be drained and burnt out and you feel like you're doing everything for everybody and nothing for you. And that doesn't feel good, right? Because we've all been there. And the second thing is to create a priority list. So I'm like Miss List. I always have paper everywhere and I always have my to-do list. But the key is to only put 3 things on it. Don't overwhelm yourself trying to do all this stuff. Okay, what is the most important thing? Okay, well, tomorrow's a book fair. I got to put money in the e-wallet, or I have to get this report done for work today. And just do the most important things. And one key to do the hardest one first. Once you get past the hard one, you're like, okay, I got this. You don't have to keep like going back. So do 3 things a day that you must do. Most of the time you set a priority, you get it done, right? You keep your day intentional. You're not like just scattered. You know what you're doing. And number 3 is to keep things simple. Now, I know that we live in a world of Pinterest and everything has to be cutesy and perfect and the birthday parties need favors and you spend all this time and money on all this stuff. And let's face it, the kids don't really care. They like, it's fun to do some little crafts and stuff, but I feel like we try so hard to keep up with the Joneses, to make sure that our cupcakes look as good as somebody else's. And honestly, I've learned that you just run to like the grocery store and you pick up a dozen cupcakes. They taste just as good. And let me tell you, most of the time it's better, right? So most of the time it's even better. So don't try to get too crazy and make life complicated, because we do. We make it more complicated than it has to be. And if some people think, oh, she didn't make the cupcakes, too bad. Who cares? They don't live your life, right? They're not walking in your shoes. If they want to come over your house and make the cupcakes, then that's fine. But until then, there's nothing anybody can say. So keep it simple. Same thing for like birthday parties. Have to go to a birthday party, get a gift card. Don't go crazy trying to find a gift. And just, it doesn't have to be crazy costumes on Halloween and all this stuff that we put ourselves from trying to just keep up with everybody. Just keep it simple. The most important thing is to just pay attention and have fun with your children and be a good parent. And number 4, seek support and connection. This is a hard one when you're a single parent and you may not live by any of your family members. You may not know anybody. I know there's a lot of single moms out there that move to a different place and they don't know anybody. And this is where kind of we go back to kindergarten and we kind of have to learn how to make friends and be kind to people and put ourselves out there. And in this day and age where everything's like online and we're texting and there's not really a lot of face-to-face interaction, you can even be someplace and everybody can be on their phone. So it takes extra courage to go out and be like, hey, what's up? Can you believe the weather? Or just put yourself out there so that you can meet other parents, right? And you'll get connection meeting a parent, and then there'll be their kids. It'll just work out in your benefit. I know that neighbors are great too. That always works out nice to have somebody close to you. Maybe you can carpool. There's always ways to meet other people, but you have to be open to it, right? And don't think, by the way somebody looks that they're not going to be a good friend, or no, that I'm not going to approach them. You never know their story. So just treat them, everybody, you can be like, hey, my name's Kelly, nice to meet you. That's my daughter over there. And just start conversation. And I can guarantee you, some people will ignore you and think you're looking like the nut job. And then some people will be like, oh, I'm good, my name's, whatever. And they'll keep the conversation going. And that's how you make connections. It can be at daycare. It can be at Dunkin' Donuts, right? It could be wherever you go. It could be at a school function. It could be at the playground, wherever. But put yourself out there, right? Don't think too much about it. If you think too much about it, you're not going to do it. So just put yourself out there. Okay, I have the gift where I can talk to anybody. Some people talk back, some people don't. But at least I try, right? So that. And number 5 is make sure you have that special family time. Plan it into your day, right? So if the laundry's piling up, if the dishes haven't done, it doesn't matter. Take time for your family. So this means maybe you don't get everything done that you wanted to, but you sit down and you're playing a game, or if you have a towel on the floor, playing with the blocks, or whatever it means. Just take time to, play with them and to be present for them, because that's all they really want. That's the most important thing, to be loved and to be valued and to be heard. My daughter comes home from school and she just wants to sit there and she just wants to talk. Just talk. And then I'm just listen and, nod my head, ask questions, and that's enough. So many of us are so busy that, we don't take the time to do that. And sometimes I don't. Sometimes, I'm trying to get something done for work and like, okay, 5 minutes. But you have to take that time. What also works well is getting out of the house. I feel like if we're not in the house, then we're more focused on our family. There's nothing else around us to distract us. So I would suggest maybe, a couple nights a week trying to go to the park, or even taking a walk after dinner or something. Just do something you're really connecting with them. And then you feel like, okay, good, I got me time in this morning. I was able to get up and whatever speaks to you. If you just want to have a morning coffee, and be by yourself and quiet time, And I know this is hard because you may be thinking, I don't even have time to go to the bathroom by myself, but make time, It's worth staying up a little later, right? It won't make you crazy. And make it that priority list so you're intentional with your day. You won't be everywhere. Keep it simple and seek support and connection. And don't try to overdo it. Just do what's best for you. And family time, right? So every week I'm going to be doing this at 7 p.m. And if you have any topics you would like to add or you want me to talk to, that would be great. You can put it in the chat, or if you're watching this later, I will revisit it and see what you want to talk about next week. I know a lot of single parents are struggling with balance, so that's why I chose it for this week. So let me know if you have any additional tips that you can share with our friends, and I will see you soon. Check us out at www.myhappyplaceforlife.com for more tips.